So this video is going to be a bit different, guys. I hope everyone's well and I hope everyone's good. Basically, in this video, I'm just going to talk about why I haven't been uploading and what I want to do with the future channel and sort of going forward in the future and sort of what's happening in my life, basically, my personal life. A little bit, but obviously not going to go too far into that. There is going to be some road noise behind me. You probably can hear that already. I'm just going to film this in my car very quickly. But yeah, basically, let's just get into it. So yeah, I haven't been uploading basically because situation with my job just didn't go very well, and unfortunately, I have actually left that job now. It was a little while ago since I actually have left that job, but I've been applying for other jobs. I mean, during the time that I was kind of off from the job, I've kind of sort of been looking after my mental health really, and just trying to get myself well and as good as I can because. Basically, I felt the job was just sort of getting to my mental health too much, and I kind of felt that it's best just to leave and potentially just go and get something else afterwards. And this is kind of what I'm talking about in terms of going forward with YouTube. That I kind of feel that, if I'm really being honest, like with sort of traditional 9 to 5 sort of jobs, that I'm kind of feeling that long term anyway, a 9 to 5 job isn't going to be for me, and I kind of know that now. I think really it's time freedom that I want, and I think that's what really everyone wants at the end of the day, is freedom of your own time to be able to do what you want when you want. And one of the reasons why I really do want to keep going with YouTube, and I really want YouTube to be my eventual full-time income, although obviously we're a very long way off that currently, is that I will have time freedom with YouTube, and that's the biggest thing I want. I'm not really actually even bothered about particularly making money on YouTube, or if I even make a full-time. I mean, obviously, I understand that you need to make like a full-time income and obviously to live, so that's obviously what I'm wanting to do. But I mean, I'm certainly not wanting to become rich off this or anything. That's never been the plan and never will be probably the plan. I just want a better lifestyle, and I just want like as I said, time freedom basically. I think that's the biggest thing that I was saying. If I look for the next sort of 30 odd years, because I'm 36 now, and I've got to really thinking about it now, I've probably got the next 30 years of my life to actually work, which is obviously going to be a long time, because really, I mean, the retirement age is probably, well, it's not really even 65, is it? It's probably more like 70 now for sort of millennials, or my sort of era of people being born around sort of my time. You're going to have to work for a long time, unfortunately. That's just the way society is now. Yeah, I mean, I can only see YouTube being the long-term thing for me. I mean, anything else is always going to be like a short-term thing. I just, whatever job or whatever thing I've kind of got into the past, I've never really. I mean, I think the longest I've ever had a job was probably about 2 years, maybe just over 2 years. But the problem is, you just start getting bored of things, and you start getting. I mean, obviously it depends what the job is. Sometimes I get bored of the job, and sometimes I just basically find the job is just too stressful, and there's just too many things going on that I just don't like it and I don't enjoy it, and I'd rather just leave at that stage, because personally I value my mental health above absolutely everything. And I know some employers might not want that because they want you to basically work your ass off, if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but they do. And personally, I think my physical and obviously mental health is the absolute most important thing. And if I can find a way on YouTube of balancing making enough money that I need to live with obviously having more of the life that I want to live as well, and also thinking about it going forward as well, is that potentially, if I was down the line wanting to start a family or something like that, if you had kids and obviously you were working 9 to 5, you wouldn't really see your kids very much, where potentially if you had a YouTube channel and a successful YouTube channel, you could actually spend the time with your kids as well as creating the videos and what have you. I mean, obviously it would be, you obviously would have to be working very hard, obviously. You wouldn't, it wouldn't just be automatic money, but to a certain degree, you wouldn't have to have, well, you'd have more of control over your time, so you could maybe spend 3 4 hours in the morning with your kid, or with your significant other, or maybe even your parents, or something like that. And then you could maybe go in the afternoon and maybe do a few YouTube videos, or even maybe in the evening you could maybe go and do some YouTube videos. But So basically, let's come back to the channel now rather than just my personal life, because that's more the personal life thing. Um, I do really want to get an office actually for the channel, because if I could get my own office, but obviously this is obviously with me having to get a, because obviously I've got to get a job now. I've got to get a job again. So my big priority right now is just to obviously keep applying for jobs and get back into either some kind of 9 to 5 or some kind of job that basically just pays me enough money to get by, basically. With my current situation, I'm currently sort of renting out a sort of house share, so it's only a room. So the rent is actually fairly cheap in terms of what I would have to be paying if I was like a 1 bedroom flat or something. So I think I could get a office, although it is going to take up a lot of my money. It probably would take up probably the majority of my money, but I feel like I'm kind of at the point where I'm willing to sacrifice that now, and I'm willing to actually really go in, with 2 feet with YouTube and actually go fully in with it. Because I really want to do 3 videos a week and actually really do this, because I kind of feel that this is going to be my thing that I am going to do. But obviously, I understand that I have let the channel kind of go a bit, and it hasn't been good, and I do apologise for that, and I do apologise to everyone that I've kind of let things slip very recently, and it's not what I wanted, but at the same time I had to look after my mental health, and I had to try and get myself back working again, and get myself back to feeling right as well, and that was important. And although the channel's kind of taken a little bit of a dip, I'm actually fairly surprised of how well the views have actually kept up, and they haven't really slipped a lot since I actually did my last upload. So I'm actually fairly happy with how YouTube's actually. I actually feel that YouTube would keep a decent level and would slowly grow as I keep making more videos. It will slowly grow, and my plan is over the next 5 years to actually turn it into a full-time income. Obviously, right now, it's obviously, there's obviously no money at all in it, but I do feel. I know some people might say it's even my family even tell me it's totally ludicrous that you're even thinking about this, but I do feel that if I can get either sponsors on board, or if I can obviously get ad revenue up to a certain degree, it is possible to do this, and I have seen other people do this, and I do feel that this is possible. If it wasn't possible, you wouldn't see other people doing this. You wouldn't see other YouTubers doing this, and there's other people in the UK doing this. There's lots of people, and it is possible. Obviously, you've got to put the work in and the time in, but I do feel that the rewards are there, and YouTube's not going to go anywhere. Like I said, I've said this before. I mean, tech isn't going anywhere. Technology's not going anywhere. People are going to want gaming computers for a long, long time. The demand is there, and obviously the consumer side is there as well, because there's so many companies now who do obviously want your money, and do want you to buy from them. So there is an appeal there. There is a potential way of, I feel, monetizing this and going forward with this. Like I say, I think this is just going to be a 5-year journey that we're going to have to go on, and I want you to stick around and really come on this journey with me, and I do feel that we can do it, obviously with your support. So, I mean, I think that's really just everything I wanted to say, really. I mean, like I said, I do feel that this long term is going to be what I want to do. I don't know whether I will get an office. I mean, I do feel that if I'm going to grow the channel, I will need an office, or I need somewhere that I can actually film, because, like I was saying, with my shared place, there's just no room to film, unfortunately. And my mum and dad, thankfully, they do allow me to have a spare room within their house, but obviously I can really only get there on Saturdays, so I'm kind of limited in terms of how much time I can film there, and then obviously then I've got to go away and edit and what have you. So really doing 3 videos a week would be a real push if I was only having Saturdays to film. So really what I want is some kind of like after work place where I can actually go to after I've done my 9 to 5, and then really work for the next 2-3 hours after that, and do that potentially 5 days a week, or even 4 days a week. And I think that would be a lot better solution, and potentially I wouldn't have to sacrifice so much on my weekends as well doing that way. But obviously we'll have to see what happens. I mean, obviously my priority right now is obviously getting a job and getting back on my feet, and But that's really what I've got to do. But yeah, like I say, I really thank everyone for their support, and there has been some great comments, and I do feel that overall there is a community out there that I could build, and I do feel, like I say, YouTube is going to be what I'm going to do full time, and this is kind of my plan now, where I do really want to make this work, because I do feel that although obviously my channel's small, the numbers have been, on certain videos anyway, the numbers have been quite impressive, and I have been quite happy with, like, say, one of my videos. I mean, one of my videos is now about 25,000 views on one of my videos, which I am impressed with how small my channel is, that I've actually got that much within 1 year of that video. So yeah, I do feel that there's a potential here. Like I said, I don't know how much it will grow and how long it's going to take, but I'm willing to put the effort in and really give it a good go. So I hope you can join me on the journey. And I just wanted to update you and tell you that there will be future videos coming. And obviously, please stick around, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye, guys.